And welcome back. Trying something a little different here. I've got you in a tripod and I've got you zoomed in on the driver's side cylinder head. Turn around where this is actually the back of the cylinder head. So this should be cylinder number 7 at this point. And I'm going to do a little bit of lapping. I've done lapping on the other remaining 3. Just trying to get a feel for it. Like I said, I'm not going to go too heavy into this because I don't really have a lot of experience in this particular area doing this, and I don't want to go too far. I did want to do this in an effort to try to correct any impurities that may be there and help clean those seats up a little bit more. Now, for what I'm using for tools, and I'll put a link in the description, it's just these valve lapping handles that you can get on Amazon. Again, links will be in the description. It comes with a handle with smaller suction cups on it and another handle with the slightly larger cups. What I'm using for compound is the same compound that I saw Scott Rods use when he did his Hemi. I'll put a link there in the description. And per the instructions on the back of the package, what they want you to do, and we'll go over this. Eventually, what they say is when finished with both grits, you will have a smooth surface on the valve and the valve seat. It says repeatedly check the valve and valve sheet. You should start to see a matte gray finish with no pitting or blemishes. So, and that's what I'm noticing on the ones I've done so far. Now, you'll notice on this particular intake valve here, you can see kind of where that seated is, and it's kind of bright and shiny and so on and so forth. And so it is on the valve. So I'm going to show you what I've been doing on this one. Again, I'm not going to go too much in depth on it. I'm not using a lot of compound, and I'm sure there are probably professional engine builders out there and individuals that have done this for years can probably look at this video and say, oh, you should have gone further in that, things of that nature. I'm not, just because, again, this engine has very low miles on it, and I'm not doing it to necessarily correct an issue. I'm just doing it to kind of, we're here, we've got the ability to do it. It'll allow me to clean these seats up a lot better than what they are now, and I'll just show you what I'm doing. Again, this is new, and that's how you learn new things. You try them, and you have somebody tell you if you've royally screwed up. So I'm going to take some of our compound here, and what I'm going to do is, you'll see me, I'm going to put it on the edge of this valve, right where the seat's at. You can see it easier on these intake valves because they're bigger. So I'm just going to go off camera here, and I'm going to continue that process, and I'm putting on very little of this compound. I'm not going heavy, so it doesn't seem to take very much at all to accomplish what we're looking to do here. Plus, less compound leads less of a mess to clean up. So when you're done with this, you're definitely going to want to clean these cylinder heads and anything that touched this compound thoroughly, because this is an abrasive compound. The last thing you do is want it to get into your valve guides, anything of that nature, any place that it's not supposed to be in or used for this very specific purpose, because it will wear things down. That's what it's supposed to do. You can see me out again. I'm putting very little per the instructions on the valve and on the head itself, right on the valve seat. So we've got that in there. I'm going to take a little bit of engine oil, same engine oil that would normally be in the engine. In this case, it's OW40, which is what a 2016 6.4 calls for. I'm going to attach our grinding handle or tool, however you want to call it. We've got that nice and oiled up, and again, I put the engine oil on the shaft of this valve just to help with this process, so it wasn't sitting down inside that that seat dry while we rotate this. Now it's sticking up because I'm hitting my propping block here. So there we go, we're down. Grab our tool. And the beads you see on the top is just a little bit of moisture to help this tool stick. Now I don't want to get in the way of what you're seeing, but what you're going to hear and what I've seen others describe is there's going to be a tone change. You're going to hear the grip doing its deal, and my handle just fell off again. I have to say, that is one thing about this tool that's pretty apparent, is that it's difficult to get it to stick. But what you're going to hear is a sound change. You're going to hear the abrasive kick in, and all of a sudden you'll hear it kind of get a lot quieter. And when it's been doing that, what I've been doing, again, right or wrong, you'll hear it here. Here it's a lot more abrasive, a lot more, it's louder. It's a louder abrasive noise. You'll hear it kind of lighten up. It won't be as difficult. You'll hear it lighten up. You hear that? That's different, slightly different, not as abrasive sounding. I'm picking it up, giving it about 3 taps, and you'll hear it's more abrasive again. And what I've done for all, there he goes, it's lightening up again. Giving it 3 taps, doing it again. I'm going to do this one more time, so you can hear it's not as grainy as it was. We're going to beat that material back down into that seat, because what's happening is when you're doing the motions side to side like this with the tools, you're grinding it, but you're also pushing that paste out, which is why it gets lighter in sound. Okay, that's been done 4 times at this point. I'm going to re-stick my tool on there. Go ahead, take this out. Now I'm going to use fresh shop towels. We're going to clean the valve off, and then we're going to clean the seat and the cylinder head off. And if there's one thing I could say about this stuff that I hear a lot of, it's a warning about it, is use plenty of towels. Clean all this crud out when you are done, which is why we will be housing everything back down and brake clean when we finish this process thoroughly, just to make sure that we've gotten everything taken care of. Now, time to clean up the valve seat. Let's get all this grinding material out of here. Now you'll notice that that ring now versus what it looked like before, right where that valve makes contact, and you can tell it's no longer shiny in this area. We're seeing that matte gray color that the back of the instructions were saying that we should be seeing. Now, that's as far as I'm going to take it, because again, my purposes of doing this, if you recall, was that not that this engine was high mileage or was having a specific problem with valve seating, was just to help eliminate any hairline scratches, anything of that nature, and also to help clean those seats up. So I'm seeing that matte gray finish on that it was referring to. It feels smooth to me going around that. And again, seasoned engine builders and individuals who have done this far more than I have can probably look at this and say that it could use a bit more. But I am happy with that. And that is where I'm going to stop. So I'm going to do the same thing to the exhaust valve and the intake valve on this head, and then do the remainder of the other head, and then we'll bring you back. And once again, just to show you here, because I wasn't looking at the camera to make sure I didn't get too much in your way, you can kind of see the before. So this is the exhaust valve here. You can see there's some carbon buildup and some dirt, and you can see now, again, if you just look at that gray matte ring around that, right where that valve kind of seats itself when it's in the head. But I'm going to go ahead and take care of this exhaust, valve. I'm going to move you out of the way so I can go ahead and take care of this exhaust valve, and then I'll bring you back and show you what this looks like afterwards. Talk to you later. And we're back. So I did the same process with the exhaust valve. And as you can see here, you should see that ring a lot more pronounced now that this is done. You can see that gray matte ring that goes all the way around, whereas before had a little bit of carbon buildup, had a little bit of dirt and other crud buildup on it, and you can actually see it's a bit more visible. So again, what I'm doing is I'm doing the hand motion, and when I hear that tone change and I hear that grinding get lighter, tap it a couple of times, and I'm doing that for four cycles. So twist, twist, twist until I hear the grinding subside. Tap, tap, grind it, and do that 4 times in a row, and I'm taking them out and cleaning them up. And as you can see, they're pretty consistent between the two. And again, that's the process that I'm going to use going forward. I don't, right or wrong, again, it's just lack of knowledge on my part. I'm, again, not looking to overdo it, just looking to kind of clean those seats up and get it done. And again, I'm sure that a seasoned engine builder or someone who's done this a lot more than I have can look at that and definitively say, oh yeah, you can go a lot further than that, or here's what you can do, or here's what you can't do. Again, to me, that matches what the instructions are saying that we should be looking for. That works for me, so I'm not going to go, I don't want to go too far into this and ruin doing something, and I should say, and break something, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I'm going to continue with doing the other side of the head here, and then we'll bring you back when that's done. And what I want to do is I'm going to keep you zoomed in. I'm going to try to get you over to the other cylinder head that hasn't been done yet. And you can kind of, again, you can see on this cylinder head here, and I'll keep the orientation the same when I bring you back, but you can see that nice shiny valve seat in there versus one that we have done where you see that nice matte gray color. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and work on the other head, and I'll bring you back when it's finished. Thank you much. I got you zoomed in here. Hopefully it doesn't bother the picture too much. I wanted to bring you back. So same cylinder head you were looking at in the previous clip, other than we went through and did the same technique of lapping that we did in the other ones, again, which was spin it till the sound changes, tap it, and repeat that process about 4 times. And as you can see here, you can see that same matte ring now on both intake and exhaust, and it's consistent throughout the cylinder head. Like I said, I'm no way, shape, or form knowledgeable on this aspect of it, and I'm sure that this could be gone into a bit further than I have. But again, I'm just looking to basically get a little bit of experience with it, / clean those seats up. Wasn't really doing this to necessarily fix a problem with compression or anything of that nature. So again, don't flame me too bad in the comments, but it looks good. It looks better than what it did. I think I'm going to go with this, and I'll get this video posted. It will more than likely be the worst video ever created on valve lapping, but hey, you've got to throw it out there and try new things, I guess is what I could say. Other than that, I'll chat at you later, and what I'm going to do is get these cylinder heads cleaned up one more time to get rid of any residual lapping residue, and then when we get ready to start the reassembly, we'll definitely bring you back for all that, because that's gonna start to get fun. And I'll chat you later.